Introducing our protagonist, Lin Xin. Think this is a leisurely drive to a party? Think again. He's caught in a high-speed game of cat and mouse, fleeing from those shouting apologies behind him. Lin Xiao, forgive us. Yeah, right? You can see from this escape that the days of being a hopeless romantic are long gone. He's the one in control now. Roadblock ahead. Total gridlock. Sururu's mother is panicking, time running out. But Lin Xin? He just smirks. A little traffic jam is a challenge, not a dead end for a guy like him. The master driver mode kicks in. Navigation is for amateurs. He gives commands to the system. A 2-hour detour? He'll make it there before the kidnappers even know what hit them. This isn't just wealth. It's sheer, unadulterated power. City drift. Speed limit 60? That's a suggestion, not a rule, for guys like him. He's turning public roads into a personal racetrack. Mrs. Su, hold on tight. The thrill ride is just getting started. For my daughter, floor it. Despite her screams, this mother pushes him to go faster. The power of a mother's love overrides fear. She'll take the G-forces if it means saving Ruru. Yiming Mountain. 5 minutes early, with the chasers left in the dust. But that triumphant arrival crashes into a wall of dread. You're finally here. That voice, it's not a cry for help. It's a challenge. Plot twist. Kidnapped? Hardly. Look at her, all dolled up with her deadbeat boyfriend, Xie Xiang, and that thrill-seeking rich kid, Kai Zhengxiong, by her side. This isn't a hostage situation. It's the starting line for a high-stakes race. Mrs. Su is stunned, and we are too. The facade cracks. Ruru flaunts her betting money. Her mom tries to intervene, and that scumbag, Xie Xiang, spins tales of an exciting life. Then Mrs. Su drops the bomb with a chilling smile. I've been lying to you all along. What the hell is going on? This rabbit hole just got deeper. Enter the next wrench in the works. A mysterious blonde-haired, blue-tipped woman, claiming to be Luo Yashi's friend, drips with Daoxing. Is it you my father wants me to humiliate today? Before Lin Xin can even react, his almighty financial system blares an alert. High-level target detected. Counterattack mission activated. This woman is trouble with a capital T. System interface open. Target Suroro. Affection minus 10%. The rules are brutal. Get her affection over 90%, he gets paid. Hit 100%, and their entire dynamic flips. Lin Xin can't help but smirk. Damn, system. You can even handle a girl this stubborn and erratic? The game is on, and we finally know the rules. Tension boils over. Kai Zhengxiong screams to start the race. Ruru gives Xie Xiang a pep talk full of strategy. But Xie Xiang's final words, this time, I've staked everything, shatter the illusion of unity. They're both in it, but they're only betting on themselves. Positions locked. The race is about to begin. A winding mountain road overlooking a cliff, with a fortune in cash, company shares, and 2 women's futures all on the line. The atmosphere is electric, waiting for the signal to erupt. Round 1 is over. Kai Zhengxiong wins. He declares Ruru is his property and adds the ultimate insult. I heard Xie Xiao never touched you? Let me verify that. The gloves are off. Xie Xiang is finished, and Ruru has been reduced to nothing but a prize. Promotional page with website link. New chapter splash. The storm is coming. The arrogance is off the charts. Kai Zhengxiong points at Ruru, his words dripping with venom. Ruru scoffs, but that facade shatters when she hears the news. She was the collateral Xie Xiang lost. The shock and horror are palpable. Chaos explodes. Kai Zhengxiong drags Ruru away. Her mother steps in, threatens the cops, and is met with mockery. Then it gets worse. One of his goons leers at her. Andy, you're pretty hot too. How about being my slave? These scumbags have hit rock bottom. Ruru is forced to her knees before a car, ordered to call him master. She resists, she cries, but she's overpowered. This punk's true colors are uglier than ever. Mrs. Su's fury earns her a brutal punch to the face, sending her to the ground. Kai Zhengxiong doesn't stop there. He adds a sickening flirtation. This final act of depravity crosses the line for someone watching. Just as Kai Zhengxiong is about to press his advantage, one cool voice cuts through the noise. Sorry to interrupt your fun time. All eyes snap to Lin Xin. No threats, no pleading. Just a direct challenge. If you want the ant, you play by the rules too. I'll compete with you. What's the bet? Lin Xin brings out his trump cards, his ultra-rare supercar, custody of Mrs. Su, and 200 million Chinese yuan. Kai Zhengxiong's greed visibly ignites. A supercar, 2 women, and a fortune? That's a bet he can't resist. Lin Xin slams the terms on the table. 200 million, the car, the woman. That's my bet. Do you have enough to play? This is called crushing the competition. While they gamble with thousands, He gambles with hundreds of millions. The power shift is absolute. The pot grows insane. Kai Jingxiong adds 100 million. The desperate Xiong, in a final gamble, throws in 40% of his family company's shares. He blames Ruru for his losses. Ruru screams, Xiong, I will kill you. This isn't a race anymore. It's a bloodbath of human greed. Lin Xian flashes that signature confident smile at the worried Mrs. Su. Auntie, don't just think about losing. What if I win? That smile is the tell. The comeback is already underway. The mental math clicks for Lin Xian. Win the race, get the cash, snatch the shares, earn a favor, save the golden goose. Meanwhile, Ruru watches him, doubts creeping in. Who is this poor boy who casually throws around millions? Before the start, a seed of doubt, or maybe concern, blooms in Ruru. Do you really know how to ride? She asks Lin Xian. That tiny question marks the first crack in her indifference. The affection meter is stirring. The final warnings are in. Lin Xian's opponents are planning to play dirty, tampering with brakes, even sabotage. The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1. This mountain road race is a death trap dressed as a competition. Promo and transition page. The race begins with a bang. The green bike swerves, trying to ram him off the cliff. Amid the chaos and impact, Lin Xian cracks a smile. Oh, that's how it works. His eyes say it all. Perfect. This makes the hunt worthwhile. Now for the show. A sharp turn ahead, and what does he do? He accelerates. He treats the mountain wall as his own personal lane, drifting with impossible control, leaving even the camera drone in the dust. The livestream audience gasps in unison. This isn't racing. This is a daredevil stunt and a total display of domination. The wheel of fate is firmly in Lin Xian's hands now. Two legends on the same track. On the mountain road, Lin Xian's white ghost moves like it's in another dimension. The green-haired idiot ahead tries to look back for a cheap shot, only to see his rival riding the damn cliff wall. It's something you wouldn't even dream of. This is professional. This is domination. Riding the mountain wall breaks the opponent's brain. Kai Jin-xiong, the redhead, is beyond triggered. This is not scientific. But next second, Lin Xian's face is already in his mirror. Keep your eyes on the road, bro. The redhead, young Master Kai, is panicking. Feels like he's being haunted. Fine, I still have my trump card. He grits his teeth and slams the red NOS button. Today isn't just about making you lose. It's about making you die. NOS boost, a desperate gamble. The green bike transforms into a scythe of death, aiming straight for Lin Xian. Ruru screams, it's over. Think again. A millisecond before impact, Lin Xian's front wheel dips unnaturally, the whole bike scraping past the road surface. Kai Jin-xiong puts everything into hitting thin air. The massive momentum flings both him and his bike skyward. Spin, jump, and shut your eyes. Boom. A deafening crash, not from impact, but from the young Master Kai's beloved bike meeting the earth. That white specter has already crossed the finish line. Dead silence, then a tsunami of cheers. Champion, Lin Xian. The race is over, but the bet isn't. Lin Xian tracks them to the hospital. Kai Jin-xiong and Xiong just wake up to see a devilishly handsome face. What? You guys in the business don't follow rules. Sign it. 1 million in cash, 40% company shares, a designer handbag, all secured. The masterstroke? He turns and gives the entire million back to Ruru and her mother. I don't owe favors, and you don't cause trouble. He leaves behind a stunned mother-daughter duo and a skyrocketing favorability meter. Ruru's brains are scrambled. She turns to her mom. I've decided I'm pursuing him. Her mom is speechless. Isn't he Luo Yashi's boyfriend? I don't care. So on Snack Street, while Lin Xian is debating sausage with his bros, a sickly sweet yo floats from behind. Classic rejection scene. Internet cafe. Take me along. No, women only slow down my reaction time. Bye. Instant. Rejection. Triple. Combo. His bros are turning green with envy. Surorue smile, freezy salit. But before Ruru can react, another uninvited guest crashes the party. Luo Yashi, golden waves and 2-meter-8 aura, blocks the path. Eyes like knives. Bitch, Lin Xian is mine. Get lost. War is imminent. Talk shit, get hit. The two women instantly descend into a hair-pulling, clothes-ripping catfight, the situation spiraling out of control. Lin Xian is getting a headache. Seeing disaster approaching, his eyes sharpen. System, activate. Mastery of traditional Chinese medicine, activate. Lin Xian becomes a human acupuncture model, 2 precise finger jabs hitting their pressure points. 2 cries of pain, The tangled duo spring apart like they've been shocked, holding their sides in confusion. Peace restored. But Lin Xian's phone begins to explode again. Scene change. Museum appraisal event. Xia Yuxuan is being harassed by a moron in a Stars and Stripes hat, insisting his cheap vase is a Song Dynasty heirloom and personally attacking director Xia. Her mentor, Teacher Kong, tries to smooth things over. Yuxuan be more diplomatic. Just as Xia Yuxuan is backed into a corner, a familiar voice cuts through. Let me see who's bullying my curator. Lin Xian makes his grand entrance. He glances at the shoddy vase and smirks. An expert among experts is here. Your treasure is from last week, right? Hat guy loses it. Bullshit. This was passed down from my great-great-great-grandfather. Lin Xian whips out his phone, playing a video. Funny, your great-grandfather, Master Fan Gao, just sold it to you last week. I have the transaction record and appraisal certificate right here. Surprise. The face slap is instant. Hat guy and his backer, Director Liu, turn green. But they double down. No proof means slander. Unless you can prove it's fake, Director Xia has to buy it for double the market price. Right then, the real mastermind behind it all, the silver-haired collection master Fan Guobao, steps forward, exuding presence. Kid, you're pretty cocky. Here's the deal. If you can't prove it, you kneel right here and kowtow 3 times to apologize. You dare. Everyone thinks Lin Xian is finished, having provoked the real local snake. But Lin Xian just strolls over to the Celadon vase, picks up a nearby hammer. Since we're playing, let's make it big. Master Fan, dare to use the most primitive appraisal method. Smash it and listen to the sound. The crowd erupts. Fan Guobao's eyelid twitches violently. That's his own high-class forgery. Lin Xian raises the hammer, eyes blazing. Genuine piece rings like a bell. A fake clunks like broken tile. Master Fan, are your lifetime collection and reputation ready for this? Lin Xian and Xia Yuxuan just arrived at the antique appraisal gathering, and someone already won a free ride. A follower of the hat-wearing man pops up, declaring that if Lin Xian can't prove this blue and white porcelain is a fake, Miss Xia will be forced to invite it back home for double the market price. Want to gamble? Fine. Lin Xian sneers coldly, ignoring the lackeys and going straight for the ringleader. Empty threats are boring. If you want me to play, you'd better put something real on the table first, right? The red-hatted henchman is so mad, he can only choke out a damn. How does Lin Xian respond to this billion-dollar wager? He actually smiles, casually picking up a wooden mallet nearby. He lightly taps the priceless antique and says something staggering. Carbon dating? Too slow. Let's use the oldest, fastest method our ancestors had. See if it can take a hit. With a flick of his wrist, crack. Crack-laden Celadon vase shatters on the spot. The hearts of everyone present crack along with it. Smashing one piece is crazy. Smashing a bunch? Everyone thinks Lin Xian has truly lost it. What no one knows is that Lin Xian's mind is crystal clear. Last night, his top-tier system skill, Can-You divination, had already let him see through everything here. The past and present of every piece, every secret forgery mark, are all laid bare in his mind. The so-called Master Fan on stage, a famous collector on the surface, is actually the most skilled antique forger in all of China. Lin Xian smashes away vigorously, but Master Fan remains calmly seated, even feeling a hint of triumph inside. Why? Because he has an unknown secret. On every one of his fakes, he left a personal mark the size of a fly's head. The character Fong. These marks are incredibly well hidden, their locations known only to him. Smash it with a hammer? With thousands of fragments, the chance of finding one is less than 5%. He can almost picture Lin Xian exhausting himself, finally kneeling and begging for mercy. Lin Xian smashes 7 or 8 priceless antiques in one go, leaving the scene a mess with fragments everywhere. Master Fan puts on a show, examining a cross-section of blue and white porcelain, then confidently declares, "The body is pure white, the glaze smooth and warm, undoubtedly genuine." The crowd immediately heckles, demanding Lin Xian pay up tens of millions right now. Master Fan is even more smug, thinking his daughter's medical bills are secured. But he doesn't notice the almost undetectable cold smile on Lin Xian's lips as he crouches by the fragments. Because all their secrets have long since been picked up by him. The total value of the smashed antiques has exceeded 68 million. The onlookers go wild, some cheering, some taking photos, thinking it's performance art. Master Fan, watching Lin Xian smash blindly, almost fails to hold back a laugh. But he's laughing too soon. Because Lin Xion's inner monologue is, I'm dying of laughter. Smashed so blindly? No, I've already picked up all the marks. Now, just the final Tang Sankai fragment remains. His gaze is locked onto that inconspicuous piece near Master Fan's feet. Seeing Lin Xian is close to finding the final crucial fragment, Master Fan finally panics. He lunges forward, stepping on that Tang Sankai piece before Lin Xian can get it, then snatches it lightning fast into his own sleeve. Regaining composure, he taunts Lin Xian. How's it going, kid? Got all the evidence? The final marked piece is in my hands now. Without it, how can you prove anything? He thinks the game is already won. Promotional image. Master Fan had just snatched his prize when a crowd of people swarms over, shouting for Lin Xian to pay 2 billion. The tension skyrockets. But at that moment, Lin Xian speaks unhurriedly, his voice quiet yet silencing the hall. Master Fan, these artifacts preserved even more perfectly than pieces in the National Museum. Are they really genuine? He turns to the crowd. What if I said the forger wasn't foolish, but arrogant? So supremely confident, believing his work to be flawless and impossible to detect, that Lin Xian pauses, that he left this in every single fake. Slowly, Lin Xian opens his tightly clenched left hand. In the next instant, dozens of ceramic fragments of varying sizes and colors pour from his palm, scattering across the table before him with a clatter. And on every single piece, under the harsh light, the same tiny, meticulously carved character is clearly visible. Fong. The hall falls deathly silent, then erupts with a roar of shock and disbelief. How can the Song Dynasty Celadon have the seal script character Fong? The Qing Dynasty Blue and White has it too. Even the Tang Sankai has it. Countless eyes fixate on the fragments, then snap towards Fan Guobao, whose face has turned ashen. Amidst the terrified stares, Lin Xian picks up the final piece Fan had hidden, gives it a gentle twist. And there it is, the Fong character. He stares at Master Fan, enunciating each word. Now, you tell me, are these priceless treasures worth tens of billions? Your own handiwork. The truth is out. The collectors who spent life savings or emergency funds on fakes instantly see red. I bought a fake. What about my daughter's life-saving medicine money? Refund. Don't think about leaving without paying me back 10 billion. The furious crowd surges forward, ready to pummel the collapsed Fan Guobao. Chaos erupts, but Lin Xian's sharp shout halts the violence. Watching his back as he shields the crowd, Xia Yuxuan feels her system notifications go wild. Favorability skyrockets by plus 5%. At this moment, she feels as if her own heart, like the porcelain, has cracked a little. The farce ends with the police escorting Fan Guobao away. Lin Xian not only won justice for everyone, but also, by the terms of the wager, legitimately claimed half of Fan's private collection. System reward arrive on schedule. All attributes +1. Lin Xian can almost picture his blissful future lounging in a bathtub of cash. Behind him, Xia Yuxuan, still shaken, leans against him, patting her chest and pouting. Lin Xian, you really scared me to death just now. Don't do that again. Little does she know, an even bigger surprise awaits them. A few days later, Lin Xian and Xia Yuxuan drive to her #1 manor villa in the suburbs. Walking through the meticulously kept garden, Xia Yuxuan points out, look, I had these specially planted. The lilacs you like, and the hydrangeas I love. Gazing at the luxurious, serene estate, Lin Xian thinks to himself, is this the retired life of a god-tier tycoon? Hell yeah. However, as they reach the main residence entrance, an unexpected figure suddenly appears. A blonde girl in a black and white maid uniform, dragging a suitcase, gives Lin Xian a sweet, deep bow. Hello, Mr. Lin. I'm your new maid. Please take care of me. Lin Xian is stunned. He knows this girl. It's Luo Yashi, that scheming, persistent university classmate who was all over him before. What's she doing here? And dressed as a maid? A chill runs down his spine, an ominous premonition taking root. Meanwhile, Luo Yashi, head bowed, allows a cold, triumphant smile to curl at the corner of her mouth. Night falls, and the villa fills with warmth. Xia Yuxuan personally cooks, wanting to make up for the day's scare to Lin Xian. She carries the carefully prepared dishes, her face radiant with happiness. But behind another window in the villa, Luo Yashi, now in her maid uniform, stares daggers at Lin Xian and Xia Yuxuan laughing as they stroll in the garden. Her eyes burn with jealousy and malice, her fingers gripping the window frame. Inside, she's screaming, bitch, see how long you can stay happy. Tonight, I'll show you who really belongs by his side. A meticulously planned night assault is about to begin. To be continued. Promotional image. Promotional image. Recap / promotional content. 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 Promotional image. Check out this vibrant promo page. Luoyashi's got her game face on. From party vibes to a carefully prepared sleep-inducing feast, it's all part of her master plan. Tonight, she's determined to have Lin Xin in her hands. The plan was solid, but reality hits hard. The intruder disguised as a maid barely gets in before security corners her in the hallway. Trying to run? Every door is locked. The real hunter often appears as the prey. The panicked maid rushes into the master bedroom. But what's going on inside? Lin Xin and Luoyashi are casually having a midnight snack in bed, feeding each other with sickening sweetness. Wait, is there something in this food? Turns out, the trap was already set. Where's the drug effect? Why isn't it working? The pink-haired intruder realizes something's off, collapsing to the floor in terror. The real mastermind, Xia Yuxuan, makes her entrance, coolly ordering the intruder's bag to be checked. The hunter becomes the hunted, and the prey is utterly shattered. The backwards bunny girl costume is discovered. Lu Yicheng tries to calm Lin Xin down. Only for the special aromatherapy she lit to knock the intruder out first. Play with fire, you get burnt. From the start, you were never the one holding the cards. Talk about thrilling. Lu Yicheng is forced to wear that outfit, going from questioning to shock to a full-blown meltdown, screaming bitch. Lin Xin just smiles. It's all under control. Trying to outsmart him? You're not even close. Luoyashi, her plan in ruins, scurries back to her room in disgrace. Stroking her newly grown tail, she's filled with humiliation and resentment. Only when the noises from the next room finally subside does she dare to relax. This bitter taste of defeat will linger for a long time. At the crack of dawn, Luoyashi tries to slip away. Trying to run? Xia Yuxuan's been waiting by the bed for her. A single sentence, "I recognized you the moment you mentioned the 18 part," shatters her last shred of hope. In front of the true queen, all scheming is laid bare. Through the door, Luoyashi screeches with impotent rage, threatening to kill her rival. Inside, Xia Yuxuan simply walks over to the sleeping Lin Xin. This is a power gap of another dimension. You rage, I remain unfazed. She doesn't even spare you a second glance. Chapter switch, style shift. A sultry succubus riding a dragon makes a dazzling entrance, prompting everyone to stay tuned for updates. All right, let's give the viewers a quick breather. The real action's about to resume. New chapter, new vibe, back to campus. Lin Xin, oh wait, it's senior Lin Xin now. Even tripping in the rain looks like a scene from an idol drama. That damned, undeniable charm just won't quit. Late at night, Luoyashi is politely escorted out of the villa and lands with a thud. Listening to the sweet whispers from inside, she feels like a stray cat. Meanwhile, a blonde girl finds Lin Xion's clothes in her room, her eyes widening in shock. That's a lot to unpack. 1 week later, the sports festival is about to begin. Someone's sniffing Lin Xion's shirt in ecstasy, their favorability secretly climbing to 99.5%. Someone else wakes up in the middle of the night to find their pants missing and the system, now using decimals, utterly confused. Lin Xion's college life is truly eventful. Sports festival opening ceremony, departmental entries. The Hanfu-clad girl from the history department stuns the crowd, but the haters are quick to jump in, claiming she's not as pretty as Lu Yicheng or Luoyashi from the literature department. The competition starts even before the first event. The literature department enters, and the spotlight shifts instantly. The appearance of Lu Yicheng and Luoyashi sets the crowd on fire. Girls are screaming, guys are already brainstorming baby names. And at the center of it all, senior Lin Xian smiles and waves. This level of popularity would make any top idol weep. But today's true king is Peng Han from the physical education department. Declaring today, we are the protagonists with confidence, muscles rippling, a personal best of 10.25 seconds in the 100-meter dash, a national team prospect in the making. Now, this is the kind of raw power and pressure a sports festival deserves. Pre-100-meter dash, one contestant is so nervous his legs are shaking, convinced he's just here to be part of the scenery. On the sidelines, the actual cameraman gets into a spat with his girlfriend and storms off. Well, who's going to film the race now? The race is about to start, and the camera isn't even on. The ever-helpful citizen Lin Xin can't stand it any longer and decides to step in as a temporary cameraman. He walks onto the track and calls out to Peng Han to look here. The result? He's immediately brushed off like an annoying fly by Peng Han and his crew. Peng Han's fan club isn't having it, pointing at Lin Xin and demanding he film their brother Han. Peng Han himself is even more arrogant, telling his buddy to ignore this nobody and just leave him in the dust. Then he turns around and starts plotting how to score with some new, pretty female fans tonight. The scumbag persona is starting to show. The starting gun fires. Peng Han bursts out like a cheetah, overflowing with confidence, aiming to break his own record. In the stands, the girls' frenzied cheers for him could lift the roof. Is this the power of a campus star? When the next second, Peng Han's confident smile freezes. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees that cameraman he dismissed, the one carrying over 10 pounds of equipment, wearing leather shoes, catching up to him at an impossible speed. How is this even happening? Into the chapter, and it's our succubus promo character again. The message is clear. To find out what happens next, stay tuned for the next update. Don't forget to join the Discord for the latest. The new chapter starts with a bang. The Chi-Pao beauty on the cover hints at new storms brewing. And in the story, Peng Han crosses the finish line first. He wins, but there's no joy on his face, only utter shock and devastation. Because he saw with his own eyes that guy in leather shoes, carrying a camera, running faster than him. This is the ultimate humiliation of his athletic career. The result is in 10.55 seconds, far from his personal best. Peng Han kneels on the ground, drenched in sweat, in denial. And that cameraman, Lin Xin, after finishing his shoot, just casually remarks, "I'm exhausted." The true powerhouse crushes all your pride with the most nonchalant attitude. Fuming with rage, Peng Han and his cronies run to the referee to report Lin Xin for doping. The referee looks at them like they're idiots and shuts them down with, "If you have nothing to do, go eat some plums." Trying to frame the guy who's basically cheating at life? You don't even deserve to file a complaint. The three jocks get shot down and plan to take their frustration out on some girls. Meanwhile, the female students are completely captivated by cameraman Lin Xin, gushing over his looks and mystery, having lost all interest in muscleheads like Peng Han. Losing a race isn't the end of the world, but losing your fanbase? That's a crushing defeat. The scene shifts to the women's swimming competition. Three jocks from the PE department scream their impotent rage from the sidelines. Lin Xin, "I hate you." Meanwhile, by the pool, two of Lin Xin's suitors, Lu Yicheng and Luo Yashi, are ready. Their swimsuits are sizzling. Their gazes are deadly sharp. The real battle is just beginning. Luo Yashi is brimming with confidence, boasting about her daily training in the villa pool. Lu Yicheng UPS the ante, proposing a wager. The winner of the swimming race gets a two-person race date with Lin Xin. My goodness, just to get a date with him, they're really turning the sports festival into their own personal battlefield. Over at the poolside, the competition is heating up. Three women are vying for the chance to run a couples race with Lin Xin, turning it into a dramatic three-way rivalry. Sururu makes a dramatic entrance, her twin tails swinging defiantly. She throws down the gauntlet to the other two, proving that Lin Xin's romantic troubles are far from over. The stands are buzzing with excitement. But who could have guessed that a real crisis was lurking on the very path to the venue? A group of guys, rushing to see the show, recklessly shove past a blue-haired girl carrying a bucket, sending her crashing to the ground. Talk about a freak accident. The girl lies motionless, her face pale as a sheet. The once boisterous crowd falls silent. This doesn't look like a simple case of low blood sugar anymore. Cut to the hospital. Protagonist Lin Xin has already rushed the girl inside. The atmosphere instantly shifts from the noise of the stadium to the grave silence of the ER. The doctor delivers a thunderbolt. A 30 million yuan imported machine is the only way to save her life. For an ordinary family, this is less a treatment option and more a death sentence. Just as everyone's hope fades, Lin Xin steps forward. With one sentence, he tears apart the attending doctor's facade. Wrong diagnosis. Her condition is cold congealed heart meridian, not ischemic cardiomyopathy. The entire room is stunned. Furious and embarrassed, the doctor turns the tables. You're the master, right? Then you treat her. You'll be responsible if she dies. He's trying to put Lin Xin on the spot. But the clapback comes swiftly. Lin Xin doesn't flinch. Instead, with unnerving calm, he asks a nurse for a set of acupuncture needles. Everyone is baffled. Is he going to use traditional Chinese medicine? Right here? And in an even bigger twist, The purple-haired nurse who hands him the needles turns out to be Luo Yashi's aunt. She also senses something fishy about the hospital and chooses to side with Lin Xin. A life-or-death impromptu acupuncture session is about to begin. Doctors and nurses gather to watch, most waiting to see this reckless young man fail spectacularly, or worse, cause a death. Meanwhile, in the corridor, the purple-haired nurse is whispering into a hidden mic. Breakthrough in the target hospital's internal investigation. Holy smoke, she's an undercover agent too. The plot thickens. Back in the operating room, Lin Xin takes a deep breath and begins. His wrist moves with a subtle precision, the needles seeming to hum with the energy of a dragon and tiger. An elderly TCM doctor nearby looks like his eyes are about to pop out. The lost ancient technique, dragon soars, tiger leaps, acupuncture. The knowledgeable ones in the room are losing their minds. With this technique, as long as there's a breath left, even the king of hell has to stand down. A miracle unfolds. The girl's complexion visibly regains its color, and her vital signs on the monitors soar back to normal. This jaw-dropping medical feat, performed under a mountain of skepticism, has literally altered fate. The quack doctor completely loses it, jumping up and threatening to call the police on Lin Xin for practicing medicine without a license. But he fails to notice the icy gleam that has entered the purple-haired nurse's eyes. Identity revealed. The purple-haired woman flashes a badge. Police. This case is now under our jurisdiction. The director Liu, who is just shouting threats, instantly clams up like a strangled chicken. Crisis averted. Lin Xin bids farewell to the police captain, the atmosphere even tinged with a hint of something more. But an abrupt phone call shatters any warmth instantly. On the other end of the line, the police captain's voice is deadly serious. Mr. Lin, the Tianpu hospital you reported is connected to multiple companies and forces. One of them, Flying Elephant Company. You hold 40% of its shares. Lin Xin is speechless. Flying Elephant Company? When did he become a major shareholder? Meanwhile, in the company's plush boardroom, a conspiracy targeting him as the shareholder has already been meticulously laid out. Led by Uncle Chong, several shareholders are scheming to seize Lin Xin's accidentally acquired shares. They're convinced he's just a lucky college kid and plan to set up a banquet of traps to force him to sign everything away and get kicked out. The real show is about to begin. Lin Xin's enthusiasm for Myanmar evaporates the moment he lands. From entry form to passing through checkpoints, it's a gauntlet of tips, thinly veiled shakedowns. So much for exotic charm. This is just a shakedown. Trouble is just beginning. Having just quelled a shareholder mutiny and reclaimed control of Feixiang Company with cash and fists, Lin Xin is now hearing the furious cries of the defeated. Pathetic, really. The boardroom transforms into a fighting ring. The thugs sent to force his signature are no match for Lin Xin. They thought they'd cornered a sheep, but they attacked a titanium plate. A brutal lesson learned. The fight is over, but the game continues. Lin Xin looks at the defeated loyal subordinates and smirks. He came to Myanmar for evidence on the Fei gang, not to die. The company is now officially his. Enjoying kingly comforts at home, Lin Xin is already planning his Myanmar strategy. The evidence will come. The trouble will be dealt with. Let them all have their last laugh while they still can. Lin Xin arrives in Myanmar, ready for action. The plan: secure evidence and maybe enjoy some local charm. If being shaken down for tips counts as charm. With doubled salaries and humane working hours, Lin Xin instantly buys the loyalty of Feixiang's unshakably loyal bodyguards. Loyalty crumbles before power and money. New boss same day. Meanwhile, the powerless old shareholders are left fuming. Lin Xin relaxes to the tune of their rage as his plane cuts through the Myanmar sky. The real challenge? Just beginning. His initial excitement for Myanmar quickly dies. A tip for the form, another tip to pass through, and another. It's endless. This place plays by its own rules, exploitative ones. As Lin Xin haggles, a silver-haired woman with immense presence arrives. One look from her makes the brute back down. She's dangerous, and Lin Xin's system just pinged loudly. System alert. High-value female target locked. Wei Shuman, current leader of the Fei gang. The counterattack mission is live. A new, powerful, and mysterious target stands before him. SS-level skill Kanyu Divination. Activate. Data streams through Lin Xin's vision, revealing her secrets. Recent widowhood, internal gang turmoil, financial woes. The perfect point of entry. The jade market is a den of chaos. But Lin Xion's focus is sharp. Get close to Wei Shuman. He watches her haggling over a raw stone, penny pinching. The gang leader is truly strapped for cash. Just as the deal progresses, trouble erupts. A reckless thug dares to lay hands on Wei Shuman. In a flash, her bodyguard responds, crushing his wrist. The Fei gang's authority is not a joke. The thug recognizes her and is terrified. Wei Shuman coolly orders her man not to break him. He still has to move stones. The casual command is more chilling than any direct threat. But trouble is relentless. Another vendor accuses her of deliberately smashing his stone, claiming she's too poor to pay and resorts to sabotage. Tensions spike instantly. Cornered and humiliated, Wei Shuman is backed against a wall. Then, the observer makes his move. Lin Xian steps forward, not to watch, but to ignite the storm himself. Seeing Lin Xian, a foreigner, the vendor's face lights up with greedy disdain. He tries the old trick. Chinese? Double the price. 200 million M coins, or you get nothing. Lin Xian's eyes turn ice cold. He turns, his voice steady. I am Chinese. A provocation? Perfect. Double the price? Fine. I'll take every single stone in your stall. His words stun everyone. The vendor, even Wei Shuman. Who is this madman? The vendor is ecstatic, thinking a money cow has arrived, and gleefully brings out all his good-looking scrap stone. The vendor is already counting his fortune, dreaming of fleecing this sucker. He doesn't see the golden data streams of Kanyu divination in Lin Xian's eyes, analyzing every stone's true potential. Lin Xian calmly picks through the pile, selecting just 8 stones. They look utterly ordinary. He pays the staggering sum without blinking. The whole crowd is waiting for the punchline of this Chinese fool's joke. The cutter starts, sparks fly. Jeers fill the air. Chinese idiot. Waste of time. But Lin Xian just smiles faintly, watching as the first stone is slowly cut open. The first cut reveals a flash of violet, top-tier imperial purple jade. The jeers die in their throats. The second stone, full green ice jade. The third, the fourth, all 8 stones are top grade, every single one. Deafening silence. The vendor's face is green. He just sold tens of millions worth of treasure at double price. The mockers are now staring, jaws on the floor. Now comes the real power move. Lin Xian auctions the stones on the spot, prices skyrocketing. He buys them all back for a staggering 75 million. Then, he makes a move that shatters everyone's reality. He turns and, under the collective gaze of utter disbelief, pushes the entire fortune of jade towards Wei Shuman. Madam Wei, these are for you. Call it a wonderful twist of fate. Wei Shuman is deeply moved. This mysterious man saw through her plight and supported her in the most over-the-top way possible. She removes her veil and gives him her personal jade token, a symbol of her authority. A token exchanged, a tacit understanding formed. A system chime sounds in Lin Xian's mind. Wei Shuman favorability plus 10%. A multi-million investment buys him a favor and the initial trust of Myanmar's underground queen. The deal of a lifetime. Here we go, fam. Lin Xian is working with the Myanmar police now. He's going solo to stake out the Fei gang headquarters. This place is way more than just a gemstone hustle. Holy crap. The Fei gang's got their hands in everything. Mining, organ trade, real estate control, and human trafficking. The police have a mountain of evidence, and tonight is about to get real. Lin Xian is all righteous, saying he's sick of Myanmar scams and wants to help. The cops are impressed, but secretly, this dude is already thinking maybe a romantic encounter after the mission. Get your head in the game, man. He's observing the target building from afar with binoculars. Suddenly, a green-haired girl appears on the rooftop, taking a selfie with a sweet smile. Wait, oh no. She slips and falls right off the building. No time to think. Lin Xian dives and catches her midair. They crash to the ground, and he frantically asks if she's okay. She just pouts, saying she was scared to death. Lin Xian's internal alarm is going off. Is she not wearing? The girl calls herself Mang, a tourist. Lin Xian figures its fate and takes her to the local water festival. Look at all that splashing water. The mood instantly gets wild. The place is lit. People are throwing buckets of water around. Mang gets drenched and laughs like crazy. Lin Xian gets into the spirit, grabbing a basin and joining the fray. As night falls, the two stroll through the quiet streets. Mang playfully complains that Lin Xian didn't protect her enough. But right in this cozy moment, Lin Xian stops dead in his tracks. A dead end? As soon as Lin Xian questions the dead end, a car screeches in to block their exit. Then men with knives and guns step out from both ends of the alley. One of them, smoking a cigarette, smirks at Meng. Well done. The innocent Meng disappears in an instant. She reveals she's a professional bait to lure wealthy targets. She smugly negotiates with Lin Xian, demanding a bigger cut for this golden pig. She even offers a special service before he dies. The audacity. With a gun to his head, Lin Xian obediently lets them handcuff him. But instead of fear, his mind is ice cold and calculating. Scams are everywhere in Myanmar. I expected this. But I've got hours before the shareholders meeting. Time to play with you guys. The plan is already in motion. That's all for now, folks. The protagonist has walked right into the trap. But who's the real hunter? Stay tuned for the next chapter. Cut to a dark, grimy underground prison. Blood stains the floor. An unknown body lies on a metal bed. And Lin Xian, handcuffed to a chair, is being interrogated by vicious-looking loan sharks. Dao Ta, one of the Fei gang elders, the mastermind behind the organ trade. Lin Xian recognizes him instantly. This encounter is ahead of schedule. And the guy yelling next to him? That's the same gemstone stall owner Lin Xian humiliated before. Talk about coincidence. Dao Ta smirks maliciously, telling the gemstone guy, "After I squeeze him dry, he's all yours." Lin Xian's mind races. This is the Dao Ta from the files, the man behind the organ processing site. He's literally at the gates of hell. The so-called pig farm base is more horrific than imagined. Innocent people are tortured, chained, even cut open on operating tables. Faced with this hell's cape and the thugs in front of him, Lin Xian thinks handing these scum to the police is too lenient. A far more ruthless plan takes shape in his mind. The thugs threaten him with a hot pan, a branding iron, and guns, demanding his bank password and forcing him to call everyone he knows for money. The pressure is at its peak. Lin Xin Su De Li Lagut, he says, because I just thought of a brilliant idea. The thugs are confused by his sudden grin. What they don't know is hidden in his clothes, a police tracker with an emergency override signal, primed to send his location. The torture escalates. A red-hot branding iron is inches from Lin Xian's forehead. At this critical moment, a green jade pendant slips from his clothes and falls to the wet ground with a sharp pat. The pendant lies quietly in the rain, shining under the cold droplets. Everyone freezes for a second. But this little piece of jade is about to set off a whole new storm. Meng's eyes widen in shock when she sees the pendant. She shoves Dao Ta aside, picks it up, her voice trembling. Why? Why is this on your body? The situation just spiraled out of control. At that exact moment, a cold, powerful shout cuts through the chaos. Who dares to lay a hand on my people? Wei Shuman, the true leader of the Fei gang, arriving with her crew just in time. Her presence alone forces everyone to freeze. Wei Shuman stands firmly in front of Lin Xian, mocking Dao Ta, and Lin Xian, ever the mad lad, adds fuel. Just a bunch of rabble, that's all. Dao Ta is fuming, and this little stunt of Lin Xian's just earned him a plus 1% favorability from the boss lady. Wei Shuman uses the gang's rules to force everyone to lower their guns and orders a retreat to the facial meeting. She whispers to Lin Xian, "Find a chance to leave on your own." The real power struggle is just beginning. In the car, Wei Shuman shows the resolve of a queen, vowing to face the coming Hongmin banquet head-on. But wait, when did Lin Xian sneak in her car? And he shamelessly asks for a ride. His logic? Do you think Dao Ta and the gemstone boss will let me go? Fair point. Wei Shuman is speechless, but allows it. Right now, staying with her is his safest bet. The car speeds through the night towards the lair where the future of the gang will be decided. We cut to the Fei Gang HQ. Meanwhile, at the gemstone mining site and the real estate control center, the other two scheming elders are getting restless, unable to contact a key figure. All actors are now in position for the big show. At the organ processing site, Wei Shuman stands face-to-face with Dao Ta, the bald elder. Dao Ta smiles sinisterly. The actors are all here. The performance is about to begin. The Fei Show meeting, which will decide the fate of the Fei Gang, begins in blood and shadows. In the meeting hall, Wei Shuman drops a bombshell from the start. Former gang boss Channa died 5 days ago in a private yacht explosion. She declares bluntly that this meeting is nothing but a Hongmin banquet for her. The atmosphere freezes. 3 self-proclaimed founding elders immediately step up to seize power. Wei Shuman explodes, ripping their hypocritical facade to shreds. One of you is the one who planted the bomb on that yacht and murdered Chanu. She just tore the cloth off the power game table. The real reckoning is coming. This isn't an auction. It's Lin Xian's personal hunting ground. Facing the sky-high provocation from the Japanese tycoon Kamita, Lin Xian doesn't even blink. The price skyrockets from 1.5 billion to 16 billion, driving the entire room wild. It's a god-tier battle. Kamita thinks he's won, but his face when he secures that glazed guanine for 16 billion. It looks less like victory, more like swallowing something vile. He's starting to sense a trap of epic proportions. Flush with perceived victory, Kamita starts relentlessly mocking Lin Xian, even throwing a katana on the table. In a final power move, he tries to sell the vase back to Lin Xian for 19.9 billion. Little does he know, the real knockout punch isn't about money, it's about brains. Plot twist. With a few casual remarks, Lin Xian utterly shatters Kamita. This so-called national treasure, its eyebrow and beard style, went out of fashion in China after the Tang dynasty. It was legally exported to Japan, not looted. Kamita spent 16 billion, not to stop the repatriation, but to become the world's most legendary bag holder. Humiliation on an international scale. As Kamita mentally combusts, Lin Xian walks away effortlessly. Is it over? Hardly. This is just the first act. Lin Xian safely delivers the artifacts to the Chinese embassy, receiving the highest honors and protection. Yet he declines it all. He leaves alone, because he knows that with a mad dog like Kamita, things must be settled face to face. He drives his car into a dark, cavernous underground garage. The moment he steps out, the killing intent arrives. A blade flashes towards his throat. Kamita's elite female ninja, Saito Kite, is here. Dual blades in hand, every strike is deadly. Lin Xian relies on his system's superhuman physique to barely dodge, turning the parking garage into a lightning-fast game of cat and mouse. Even Kite is shocked. How is this man moving so fast? Lin Xian isn't just on the defensive. He launches a counter-assault, infiltrating Kamita's cliffside villa, taking out a few guards, triggering the alarm. He leads the horde of pursuers straight to the cliff's edge, and then he flips over the edge, plunging into the sea. Watching the monitors, Kamita laughs maniacally, immediately dispatching 6 elite underwater assassins. He's certain Lin Xian is already dead. Mission complete. Back home, his confidant Luo Yashi personally picks him up from the airport. Remember his promise? To take her house hunting. He does. He walks in, asks what's the most expensive one. The agent points to Dragon Court number 1. Done. 300 million, swipe. Didn't even blink. This isn't just about a promise. It's about power on a whole other level.